All right, so find if you have a block or two, that would be awesome. If you don't have a block, use some books that you can stack on top of each other. Maybe you can wrap a hand towel or tea towel around it to keep them together. Then we need a yoga strap, or if you don't have the strap, then maybe a scarf, a belt, or again a towel that you can maybe roll up. Also get some socks and maybe an eye pillow or something that you can cover your eyes with for the end for Shavasana. And also a blanket if you have one, or maybe pillows you want to put underneath your knees at the end to relax the lower back a little bit. If you have a blanket, a yoga blanket or any other blanket, and you want to fold that up to sit on it, then now would be the time to do that. And you can also, if you prefer, sitting on a chair for the centering and grounding and the pranayama, you can definitely sit on the chair. If you sit on the chair or on the blanket, slide forward so your pelvis can tilt a little forward and give you a little bit more length. And then relax the legs. So another little trick that you might want to try is if you have those blocks and you have them on an angle, you can actually maybe support your knees a little bit, your legs a little bit. Feel free to try that out. So I just put them on an angle so that the edges don't go into my legs. But yeah, see what feels comfortable. All right. So find this comfortable seat, take those fleshy bits off the sit bones, and then rest your hands wherever you feel comfortable, however you feel comfortable. Sometimes we like the palms facing up, sometimes just resting the hands on the knees is fine too. And then we will go with the Ujjayi breath again today and focus on the abdominal muscles for the exhale, and also maybe later on a little bit on the pelvic floor muscles, and I talk you through it. All right, so maybe close your eyes. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, just slowly lower the gaze towards the floor. Feel how you lengthen the back of your neck as you do that. And then if you feel comfortable with that, start breathing in and out through your nose. Full inhale, full exhale. And then maybe observe how when you inhale, the body expands. And when you exhale, maybe you can feel the contraction in your core, the abdominals, the belly, helping you to get the old air out. Inhale fresh air and exhale all the old stuff. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, feel how gravity helps you to ground yourself, to center yourself. And then slowly move your attention to the back of your throat and maybe make that a little smaller, so restrict that back of the throat. So it sounds a little bit like ocean waves when you exhale. So a little bit like Darth Vader. It's also called victorious breath. So maybe one of these images is helping with that ujjayi breath. And then slowly return to the natural breath. And see if you can bring the attention down towards the pelvic floor muscles. If that feels difficult, just imagine you need to go to the bathroom, but you can't. You need to zip those pelvic floor muscles in and up. Another image would be the elevator. So if you go all the way to the top floor, that would be all the pelvic floor muscles contracting that you possibly can. Zip up, tighten up. That would be all the way to the top of the building. And then you can slowly go down with the elevator and relax those pelvic floor muscles. Very important muscles. And then maybe see if you can combine that victorious breath, the ujjayi breath. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale out with that ujjayi breath, see if you can drive or go with that elevator all the way to the top floor. You zip up those pelvic floor muscles and the abdominals. And then with your next inhale, you lower back down. Exhale, zip those pelvic floor muscles and the abs in and up. And with the next inhale, relax. Elevator goes all the way down. Inhale through the nose, relax the belly. And as you exhale, tighten up those abs, pelvic floor muscles, zip in and up. Or if you want, the elevator goes all the way up. And then as you inhale, relax. Do a couple of those in your own time. And if you feel like you mix it up, don't worry about it. And then slowly lower the chin towards the chest. Feel the neck stretching. Slowly open your eyes and lift your head. Take your time. Okay, and we are starting lying down. So take the blankets. If you are on the chair, Find your way to the mat. Lie down, bring your strap with you and your blocks. Have them close by. Bend your knees. And just focus again, one more time, on that core, your center. Take a deep breath in, arch the lower back, fill the belly, the chest with air, and as you exhale out, you contract the abs and feel how your lower back is lowering down into the mat. And then again, as you inhale, arch your lower back. And as you exhale, flatten that lower back down, lengthen the tailbone towards your heels. Zip those abs in and up. Do a couple of those in your own time, in your own rhythm. Maybe see if you can combine that with the Ujjayi breath. So inhale, arch the lower back. And as you exhale, tighten up those abs. See if you find an Ujjayi breath for that exhale. Strong core. It's not a big movement. And then see if you can find those pelvic floor muscles now. With that exhale, the Ujjayi breath, the abs zipping in and up, and the pelvic floor muscles zipping in and up as well. Hold for a second, pause for a second, and then move into that inhale, arching the lower back. Exhale, tighten up those abs, lower the lower back, zip those pelvic floor muscles in and up, and that Ujjayi breath. And if that's too much, pick one of all those things. And then bring the arms right beside the body. If they were a little bit out, bend your elbows, palms facing each other. Press your elbows down into the mat. Lift the shoulder girdle a little. Push the shoulder blades together. Open up that chest. Bring your hands right, your arms right beside your body. Palms facing down. Get ready for bridge pose. So again, take a deep breath in. Arch the lower back. Fill the lungs with air. Exhale out. Push the lower back down. Lift the tailbone. And then start lifting up into a very small bridge. Don't go full bridge yet. Halfway up. And then roll those bones back down. Inhale. Arch the lower back. As you exhale, lower back goes down, and then slowly lift up. See if you can zip up those abs. See if you find those pelvic floor muscles. Zip them in and up, and then roll back down. And pause here for a moment. With your next inhale, you arch the lower back again. And then as you exhale, lower back down, abs in, Ujjayi breath out, pelvic floor muscles in and up. Maybe you can come a little bit higher and then stay here, breathe. Maybe you can keep those pelvic floor muscles zipped in and up, creating strength from within. And then with the next exhale, slowly lower back down. Zip the pelvic floor muscles in and up, the abs in and up, lower back down. And then we do this one more time. Arch the lower back as you inhale, and then as you exhale, lengthen the tailbone, press into your feet and all of your arms, and lift the pelvis up into your bridge pose. Stay here, watch those knees. Also pay attention to your neck, lengthen the neck, chin goes towards the chest, relax the jaw, the tongue in your mouth, your forehead, and then slowly lower back down, bone by bone by bone. Take your time. I was a little too fast. And then relax here for a moment. Shake out those legs a little bit. And then bring one knee into the chest. Then bring the other knee into the chest. Hug the knees in and just rock gently from side to side. Circle the knees if you like. See what feels good. And then the other side. And then put both feet back onto the floor. And then lift your right knee and flex your right foot and press your right palm into the right knee and the right knee into your hand, and see how that feels and where do you feel that. Maybe you feel it in the core, maybe you feel it more in the leg, maybe more in the hand. See if you can even out the pressure so it comes from the core, not so much from the hand and the knee, but see if you can imagine that your core is contracting and giving you the power to push the knee into the hand and the hand into the knee. I know you're using the arm muscles and the leg muscles, but just imagine the power coming from your core. Breathe. And then slowly lower both the hand and the arm, the leg back down. And then we do the same thing with the other side. So lift your left foot, flex your left foot, and press your left hand into your left knee. The head can stay down and try to even that out, right? Sometimes we feel a little stronger in the leg, and maybe sometimes a little stronger in the hand. So try to even that out and maybe see what it does to the core, right? Maybe it fires up your core, I hope so. Your lower back maybe feels flattened down to the mat. That is awesome. Keep breathing. And then slowly lower back down. If that feels like this is pretty tough, pretty hard, stay with this one. First onto the knee without pressing. Then as you take a deep breath in through the nose, slowly start lifting your head. And as you exhale, find that ujjayi breath, your ab muscles pulling in and up, and press into the hand in and the knee. And then slowly lower back down. Leave the hand or put the head down. Leave the hand on the knee and the leg up. We do this one more time. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale out, lift the head. Fire up those abs. Find that ujjayi breath and push the hand in the knee and the knee into the hands. Awesome. Slowly lower back down. And if your head feels if that is a little too much on the neck, keep it down, keep the head down. You can also put the opposite hand underneath it as if you want to do that crunch to give your head, your neck a little bit of a support. So now lift your left leg, flex that left foot, put your left hand onto that left knee. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale out, lift your head. Feel those ab muscles contracting. And find that ujjayi breath. And slowly lower the head down. Leave the hand on the knee. Leave the leg up. One more time. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale out with that ujjayi breath, abs go in and up. Maybe you find those pelvic floor muscles, they could go in and up now as well. And then slowly lower everything back down. Shake those legs out a little bit. And then find your strap. Put the strap maybe just onto your belly and lift your right leg. Put the hands behind. Lift your right foot and just find that flexing and pointing of your foot. Start slowly first and then let the movement become bigger. And find that full range of motion. Keep your knee soft, so it doesn't have to be straight. Maybe circle one way, and then circle the other way. Yes, I think you can hear my ankle waking up with all the noise. And then the other way again. All right. And then take that strap, put it on the ball of the foot, and relax your elbows a little bit. Soften the shoulders, the neck. And then maybe you can find a straight knee. If that's not in for today, keep the knee bent, right? Make your leg feel good. And then bring the toes towards you and push the heel towards the ceiling. So the strap is helping you to lower or to stretch the back of the Achilles and the back of the gastrocnemius, the back of your leg. And then if you like, you could stretch out the other leg. You can also keep it bent if your lower back doesn't like that today. See how it feels. If it doesn't feel right, bring it back and bend it. And then with your next exhale, you bring that leg maybe a little bit closer towards you. And you don't have to bring it closer. If you feel like this is it, I'm feeling on my edge here, then stay here. Main thing is you can breathe easy. See if you find that restriction of the lower, of your throat when you exhale your ujjayi breath. And then slowly bring both straps into your right hand. Put your left hand onto your left hip to make sure both hips are staying on the floor. And then bring the leg over to the outside, to the right side. And then if you feel like, oh, I need a little counter thing, maybe you want to bend your left knee, see how that feels. You can absolutely do that. If your leg is straight, bend that left foot. Energize that left leg. Flex that right foot. Push the heel away from you as if you want to make your right leg longer. And then slowly bring the leg back. Switch your hands and bring the leg over to the other side. Keep flexing that foot, pushing the heel away, making that right leg longer. Yeah, that's what happened in Crestwood Library Yoga. We become taller. Okay, bring the leg back to the middle. Bend your knee and put your foot down, put the strap onto the belly or right beside you. Bend your left knee and then bring your left knee in and lift your left foot so that you can see it. And as well here, we flex and point that left foot. Again, start with a small movement. That becomes bigger. Should always feel good. And then go into circle. You can do a small circle and then let that become bigger. Change the direction. And then take that strap, put it on the ball of the left foot, and again find where your left knee is comfortable, right? Left knee might be different. Let it be different, right? So flex that foot, push the heel up towards the ceiling, toes towards the earth. Maybe the knee stays bent, totally fine. Maybe the right knee stays bent. That's good too. And if you like, stretch it out, see what feels good. And then with your next exhale, you can bring the leg a little closer towards you. Sometimes that's not possible. So what we want to do then, we want to maybe with that exhale, relax, soften somewhere. Maybe that's the shoulders, maybe that's just the forehead. Maybe you can relax the tongue in your mouth, the back of the neck. Ujjayi breath with your exhale. It makes that exhale a little longer and helps to relax a little more. And then slowly bring those straps into your left hand and keep pushing the heel away as you lower your leg to the left side. Right hand can totally go onto that right hip. You can also bend that right knee. See how that feels. Push the heels away, both of them. Very active legs. Both shoulders are on the floor. Try to relax that right shoulder. Breathe. And then slowly bring the leg back to the middle. Switch the hands and slowly go over to the other side. So there's also a little bit of a storm going on outside here. The wind is howling around the house here. So if you think my Ujjayi breath is very impressive, it's probably not my Ujjayi breath. It's probably just the weather outside. Slowly bring that left leg back to the middle and bend your knee. And put the strap to the side. So now let's see if you find, or if you have a block, or maybe the book wrapped around with a towel, or maybe just the book, and bring the book in between your knees and press, your knees are bent, and press your knees against that block. Take a deep breath in, feel the lower back arching. As you exhale, the lower back pushes down into the floor. Squeeze into that block. And then as you inhale and your lower back arches back up, you release the pressure into the knees just a little. And then as you exhale, find those ab muscles, lower back goes down, press into that block. Do a couple of those again in your own time. Inhale, lower back lifts. You release the pressure in the block a little. As you exhale, press into the block and zip those pelvic floor muscles in and up. Squeeze those abs in and up. And then slowly take the block out and put the block to the side. And then lift both legs And stay here, squeeze the legs together, just gently. Then bring your hands behind your head. We're gonna fire up those ab muscles again. And then lift your upper body. Elbows stay to the side, right? Now feel those abs working, holding up those legs. And then what we're gonna do is we take a deep breath in and lower the right leg halfway down. And when we exhale out, we lift that right knee up, the right leg up. Then the same thing with the other side. You inhale your left leg down. And then as you exhale, we lift the left leg up. So now try again to see if you can imagine your core muscles are lifting up the leg. Not your leg muscles, not those hip flexors, right? So as you exhale, you lift the leg up, the abs go in and up. And if it feels a little shaky, perfect, that's where you are, right? This is your ab muscles working. One more time, each side. And then bring the hands onto the shin, bring the knees into the chest, and rock gently from side to side. And lower your feet back down. Maybe shake the legs out. All right. So if you feel like this was pretty intense again, you want to stay with this one, stay with this one. Just repeat this one and work with the breathing and see if you can pick up that pelvic floor muscle and at the same time maybe the ujjayi breath for your exhale. If you feel like, yes, I want to try and see if I can do this with my legs straight, but my lower back is maybe a little bit, tricky, put your hands underneath your lower back. And you can also leave the head down. You can also lift the head up. Bring your knees into your chest and stretch your legs all the way up. Flex your feet. And then we do the same thing. We lower the right leg halfway down. And you can keep your knees bent as well. And then as you exhale your leg back up. You lower the left as you inhale. And exhale back up. Lower your right leg down and ujjayi breath, core muscle power, lifting that leg back up. Lower down, feel the core lifting up your leg. One more time each side. Lower down and exhale back up. And then bring the knees into your chest. Rest your head, put the feet back down. Stretch your legs out, put both hands onto the belly, breathe into the belly. And then bend your knees. And we do this one more time, just a little different. So this is from all the three things that we're going to do. This is the, I think, most intense one. So if you feel like the first one was already pretty tough, stay with this one. So just you can put the hands underneath, bend your knees and lower your legs down and lift them back up, right? So this one is you lift your right leg up, put your hands behind your right leg, point your right foot, and then stretch your left leg out. And again, you can keep both knees bent. They don't have to be straight. Do whatever feels comfortable. And they can be pretty high so that your lower back is not arching too much. They don't have to be lower down here, right? Find that position that is good. And please, if you feel like, no, this is a little too much, keep the knees bent and just press your hands against the knee and fire up those abs. All right, so this is that crazy one, right? So you interlace your fingers, point your index finger and push your both hands and the upper body towards that right foot and keep breathing here. Feel the abs working. You can stay here and just keep that ujjayi breath in and out. You can also lift your arms overhead and go to the outside of your right knee. Inhale and exhale to the inside of your right knee. Only one more time. Inhale, exhale, maybe with that ujjayi breath outside of the right knee. Inhale, and then the inside of that right knee. As I said before, listen to your body, bend the knees, and lower back down. I know this is a pretty intense one, but it really strengthens the core muscle and it protects your lower back. All right, the other side, and then I promise we move away from the core. Lift your left leg, point your left foot. You can interlace your fingers behind, lift, and have the upper body lift up. You can also keep that leg down. It doesn't have to lift up. It's your choice. Hands, fingers interlace, point to that left foot, and you can stay here too and feel the strength of your core. Lift up, and then you can also inhale, arms overhead, exhale to the outside of the left knee. Inhale and exhale to the inside of the left knee. Inhale, exhale outside. Last one, inhale, exhale. And then bend your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Put your feet down onto the floor and then come onto the side and into table. All right, put the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under. And now let's see if we find the core muscles again to lift you up in that downward dog. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale out, tighten up those abs, feel how it can help you lifting up those knees and then come into your downward dog. Pedal those legs. Breathe that ujjayi breath. Again, see if you can feel or if you can find those pelvic floor muscles, sit them in and up, opposite way, right? Maybe lift your toes, spread them out, put them back down. And then slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Forward, forward. Bend your knees a little, inhale halfway up. Exhale forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale forward. And last one, arms to the side, lift all the way up. And reach up high. And then bring the hands right beside the body. And then lift or stand in mountain pose. So open up the feet, hip width apart, lift your toes, spread them out wide. And then maybe sway a little bit from the left to the right. Find the center, find the midline. And then just lift your heels. Come onto the tippy toes. See how that goes? And slowly lower back down. Lift your toes again. Spread them out wide. Put them back down. Bring the weight forward. Lift your heels. Lower your heels back down. Lift the toes. Spread them out wide. Put them back down. Last one. Lift your heels. And lower the heels back down. So then curl your toes under. And what that does is you bring your, you make like little half moons, right? The toes go in and your feet are standing on the outside, on the pinky side of your foot. And maybe just walk for a moment on the spot to feel the outside, the line outside on the foot. And then find or stand with the feet down, with the soles of the feet touching the floor, not the outside. Lift your toes again, feel those corners of the feet, put the toes back down. And then bring the weight, I'm just standing like this so you can see it. Bring the weight into your right foot, bend that right knee a little, and then bring your left foot back, and the toes, the back of your foot is touching the floor. So you feel a good stretch on the toes, on the top of your foot. You can lean back a little bit, see how that feels. And then slowly do the same thing with the other side. Bring the weight into the left foot, and then bring that right foot behind so the toes, the back of the foot is stretched back. So you're pointing back, toes are going onto the mat, and then you stretch that whole, the top of the foot. I hope I'm making sense. Feels pretty intense because we never do that, right? So this is one more breath, and then slowly bring the foot back down. All right. Oh yes, stand to the front, on the front of the mat, and bring your hands onto your hips. Bring the weight into your left leg and step your right foot all the way back for warrior one. See if you can find the outside of your feet again. And maybe lift your toes, spread them out wide. See if you can lift those inner arches up. And then bend your front knee and see if you can bring the hips to face forward. Maybe you have to adjust the back foot. And then see if you can, with your next exhale, tighten up those ab muscles that we have been firing up on the floor now. See if you can find the ujjayi breath with your exhale, and also maybe those pelvic floor muscles. And then from here, lift your arms for that warrior one pose. Spread your fingers wide, turn the pinky fingers towards the midline, and drop the shoulders down, long neck. Feel pushing down, feel the feet pushing down. At the same time, your legs are scissoring up, lifting up as if you have that block in between the knees, and you get lifted up and you become tall. Strong core. Inhale. Ujjayi breath out. Zip those abs in and up. And then slowly bring the hands onto the hips and step forward. Bring the weight into your right foot, into your right leg. Feel the rest of the body growing up tall. And step your left foot back. The left foot turns out towards like 11 o'clock. Hips turn forward. Bend your front knees. Feel your feet, the pinky side, the pinky toe side, pushing down, lifting the inner arches up. And as you lift those inner arches up, you scissor the inner thighs up. Lift your arms. With your next exhale, see if you find those ab muscles again and get that strong core. Warrior one, you ready for battle. Ujjayi breath. And then bring your hands back onto your hips. Step forward. Shake those legs out. My ankles are still cracking. And then come to the middle of the mat for warrior two. We are coming into that warrior two stance. So have your feet turned in. Hands can be on your hips. You can also bring your right hand onto your right thigh and then just turn the right thigh out. And as you bend the knee, turn it out so that you really feel the knee. It's not collapsing to the inside. Have a look down at your knee. See if you can still see your toes. And then the back foot is turned in. Maybe you have to adjust. See where the upper body is. Are you leaning forward? Lift back up, shoulder over hips. And then lift your arms and use the arms to open up that chest. Turn your head over to the front. hand to the right hand and breathe here. Again, see if you can feel that core, find that strong core with your exhale. Ujjayi breath. Lift your arms, straighten the front knee. And then again with your next exhale, open up the arms, bend your front knee, lift those abs in and up. Warrior two. And then slowly bring the hands onto the hips, straighten the front knee, turn your right foot in, bring your left hand onto the left thigh, turn your left foot out, bend your left knee. Lift your arms, look over the front left hand. Breathe. Lift your arms, straighten the front knee. Ujjayi breath. Strong core with that exhale. See if you find those pelvic floor muscles with that exhale. Zip them in and up. And see if you can keep them all the way up as you lower your knee or you bend your knee. Open up the chest. Create that lift all the way up. Bring your hands onto your hips, straighten the front knee, and then bring your feet back in. Now, find a block or your books and bring them close to your right foot. And then come back, if the blocks were somewhere else, come back into that wide warrior two stance. Bring your right hand onto the right thigh, turn the right foot out, bend your right knee. And then lift your arms, drop the shoulders down, and then bring your elbow onto the right knee and lift your left arm overhead. Ujjayi breath with that exhale. Slowly lower your arm back onto the hip and straighten the front knee. And then maybe you have to, not maybe, you probably have to bring that back for the left foot in a little bit for triangle. So now we are stretching the arm out again. And now what we're going to do, we move the upper body forward. We move forward as if you're going to reach something, but now we keep the knees straight for triangle, right? Reach, reach, reach. If you can't reach any further, then your arm goes down either onto the floor or onto your book or onto your block. You can lift your arm all the way up. You can bring your hand all the way up. You can bring your hand onto the hip, all the way onto the hip. And then find that long body. So push that hip out and feel the stretch or feel the lengthening in the back of your right foot. Take a deep breath and feel the abs helping you, supporting you, right? You can leave the arm up here. You can look up towards the sky, down to the earth, or right in between. And then slowly lower back down if the hand was up. And bring your hand back onto the hip. And I will do the same thing on the other side. So bring your block with you. Turn your right foot back in. Put the block down. Turn your left foot out. Left hand on the left thigh. Bend that left knee. And come into that warrior two one more time. And then bend your left elbow, slightly touch that thigh, don't lean too much into it. Bring the right arm over for that extended side angle. And adjust, right? Anytime you feel this doesn't feel right, find out what you can change so it feels okay. Breathe here. Find that ujjayi breath. Find the core with that exhale. And then slowly bring the hand back. And lift the front or straighten the front knee. Lift the arms again. And now reach forward. Reach to that left side. And then lower either onto the floor or onto your block. Have your hand either on the hip or all the way up here, whatever feels good. You can also have the hand touching your shin, but don't lean into it. Breathe here. Ujjayi breath. Zip the abs in and out. See if you can find that action of scissoring the legs in and out, activating the front of your legs, lifting those kneecaps. And the hand can be here, your choice. You can look straight ahead, down or up towards the sky. And then when you feel like, yes, that was a long enough triangle, then you can slowly come up and parallel your feet. Do we have time? No, we don't. I wanted to go into warrior 3 as well, but we skipped that one for the next time. So heel toe in. Okay. And then come slowly to the front of the mat. And then lift your arms all the way up towards the sky. Find both sides long. Reach up towards the sky. Lift your shoulders. Push the heels and your toes down into the floor. And then slowly fold forward. Engaging the ab muscles. Lowering down onto the floor. Let the head anchor down. Shake your head. Yes or no. Or yes and no. And then press into the floor, walk your feet back into downward facing dog. Again, ujjayi breath on that exhale. Soften your elbows, lift those sit bones up high. Lift the heels off the floor, lower your knees back down into table. Swing the legs around. Bring your feet to the front. And then see, have the block close by, and we can play around with that for a sec. Okay, so boat pose, right? So it could be that maybe, yeah, try the block. Put the block in between the knees, have your knees bent, and so tall you can hold on to your knees and see if that might be the boat pose for you today. If you feel like, yeah, this is enough for me, you know, then focus on your alignment, right? Open chest, engage your abs with that exhale. Find that ujjayi breath. See if you want to find those pelvic floor muscles as well. You can also bring the hands behind and see how that feels, and just press into the block. You're not lifting up the legs. I just want to create that. I want to fire up all those muscles, right? And then put the block to the side and see if you want to lift up your hands, both hands. Still open chest, palms facing up, soften the elbows, shoulders away from the ears. So you can stay here, right? You can also lift up one leg, see how that feels. And then just play around. Maybe you want to lift up then the other leg. So it's just one leg lifted up, safe and sound, proud chest. If you feel like it, you can lift up both legs for both pose, right? You can also straighten those legs. Whoa. Okay, and keep them bent. Breathe here. And then slowly lower back down. You could just lie down and come into a bridge pose to stretch out those hip flexors, right? And you can stay there and wait for us. Perfect choice. You can also bend your knees, and then lift up, open up the hip flexors here. And slowly lower back down. One more boat pose, your choice. You can also stay here on the floor, bring the knees into your chest, and walk gently from side to side. And you can have the variations of your boat pose as well. Just hold here, open chest. You can lift both legs or just one leg and just play around with that. And you can also straighten those legs. Whoa. And if that's not enough, you can maybe hold on to your blocks and see if that makes a difference. Sometimes a little bit of an extra weight just gives us a little bit more stability. All right, slowly lower your feet back down, hands behind you if you want, or go down for bridge pose. Just lift the hips and the chest is on the floor. Lift your hips. Breathe here. So this could be also a little tricky for the shoulders. So that would be then bridge pose. That would be your choice. And lower down. So now, actually just lie down onto the floor. Bring the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. And then slowly bring the feet on the floor. Lift your hips. Bring the hips over to the right side. And then you either bring both knees in and roll over onto the left side, or you stretch out the left leg and bring your right knee over to the other side. You can also, if this is your choice, but you feel like the knee is not really comfortable, you can put blocks underneath it and just support your leg that way. And then breathe into the lower back, into your twist. Both shoulders are on the floor. And you can turn your head the opposite way if you like. Slowly turn the head if you're ready. If you feel like, no, I want to stay in that twist for a little longer, please do so. If you're ready, come out of that twist. We're going to go to the other side. Align the hips right to the middle and then do the same thing on the other side. So we lift the hips, put them over to the left side, and then whatever you want to do, stretch out the right leg, bring the left leg over, the left knee over. Maybe support it, see what you feel like. Also your arms, you can bring the arms into goddess pose, cactus arms, or 90-degree elbows. Whatever works best. You can have them right beside your body. Ujjayi breath out. And maybe the head goes over to the left as well. Spinal twist. And then slowly come back to the middle. And then find your shavasana, whatever that is. You can bring your legs up the wall. Don't put them up your bookshelf if it's unsecured like mine, because that could come down. So don't do that. You can also have a chair and put your legs onto the chair. And that really takes the pressure out of the lower back. This is beautiful for the lower back. And also for the nervous system, nice calm down. You can put something underneath your knee. You can roll up a blanket. You can put another mat underneath that, also to take the pressure off the lower back. You can just have the legs straight out. Cover yourself with a nice warm blanket. Put your socks on. Maybe put something over your eyes. You can put the knees together, keep them bent. I really like that. It's almost my favorite thing. Put the feet as wide as the mat and the knees together. And let the legs rest on each other. And your hands or your arms are right beside the body. Make sure you don't touch any props that might distract you. You know, it might be a small thing right now, but when you are lying there and you want to rest, that might distract you. And then just do a couple of last movements. Roll the head from side to side. Find that sweet spot. Roll the legs in and out. And then maybe you want to close your eyes. You don't have to. But if you like, go ahead. And then take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth with a sigh. All the work is done, nothing more to do. You did it all. Feel all the points on your body where your body is touching the floor, the earth. And trust that support. What's that? Okay, gone. Good. And then pay attention to your breathing. How it slowly becomes a little more shallow, soft. And then slowly move your attention down to your toes. Relax your toes. Your ankles. Calf muscles. The back of the knees. The top of the knees. Relax the hamstrings, thighs, and your hips. And with your next exhale, allow your legs to become heavy. Soften your lower back, your middle back, and your upper back. Soften the belly and your chest. Relax the shoulders, elbows, forearms, wrists, all 10 fingers. And with your next exhale, allow your arms to become heavy. Soften the neck, the back of your head, the top of your head, your forehead, temples, cheekbones, the area around your ears, unhinge the jaw, relax the tongue in your mouth, soften your lips, your eyes, and the space between your eyebrows. Now slowly, without moving anything, bring your attention back to your mat and back to your body. Start to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And then slowly and gently stretch your legs and stretch your arms. Take your time. And then slowly bend one knee and then the other. And then roll onto your right side. Stay here for another moment. Just rest. And then whenever you are ready, push yourself up into a seated position and bring your hands in front of your chest. And then lower the chin towards your chest. And thank yourself for coming here this morning. I thank you for coming. Namaste.